Hello and welcome, my extremely unfortunate-looking individuals. It's SJP here, and we are playing some Chimps for you guys. That means no continues, no extra health, one life, no extra income, no monkey knowledge, no powers, and no selling. All of that together means Chimps mode. But we're making it even worse for you, because we're going to be playing with what you guys voted as the ugliest towers in BTD6. So, you guys voted for the Mortar as the ugliest tower in the game. You guys voted for the Tactutor as the ugliest tower in the game. You guys voted for the Cannon as the ugliest tower in the game. And last but not least, you guys voted for the Boomerang as the ugliest tower in the game. Now, on top of all of that ugliness, you're also having to deal with the ugliest Bloons tuber in the world. So, if you guys want to be nice and just, you know, to help me out in life a little bit, you know, I've had a pretty hard life a lot of times. Maybe you guys could like it for me. Like that video, make me feel a little less ugly, you know, or maybe feel a little more special in my life sometimes. So, yeah, I mean, okay. Let's leave it at that. So we're getting started in here pretty well overall. I did a Boomerang start with faster rangs. Extremely ugly, obviously. We've got a Tactutor here not looking very ugly. Not cute at all, little pig Tactutor. You're not even doing a good job either, popping crap amounts of balloons. This is horrific. But then to top it all off, oh my goodness. Oh my god, Azili, Chris? What are you doing? Is this real life, bro? Would you really consider Azili the ugliest hero in the game? Well, let's talk about it real quick. So there's 14 total heroes that we get to pick from, and we've decided what is the ugliest hero in the game. Now, I did not let you guys vote on it, but I'm going to decide for myself. Automatically, it's Azili. And it's not because Azili is actually truly the ugliest. It's mostly because I went with process of elimination. You know, I went with Quincy, and look at this dapper action right here, man, bro. He's got smooth, he's got everything. It couldn't possibly be considered ugly. Gwendolyn, she's a little on the young side, so maybe we shouldn't be talking about beauty or ugliness, but, you know, clearly, she's got that interesting attitude to her, and she flames things, and she's hot, so how can you be hot and ugly at the same time? Doesn't make any sense. Striker Jones, he's a military man. Women find men in uniforms very, very, very cute, or awesome, or attractive, so we cannot go with this guy, and that's also what's going to keep Captain Churchill in here. We don't see his body. He could be a bulbous 500-pound looking ridiculous monkey in here, but we don't truly see that, and what we see is a man with a scar, man with you know, tank action, and you know, that could be pretty adorable to women. Geraldo, oh come on, look at the mustache, look at the, come on, yeah, move on. Open Greenfoot, completely naked. How could you possibly be ugly if you're willing to just go to a nudist camp just like Open Greenfoot here? I mean, come on. Benjamin! Woo! I mean, he's smart, bro. Intelligence is adorable. Intelligence is hot. We jump to Pat, and Pat is just probably the hottest monkey in the entire game, even hotter than Geraldo, clearly, so we can't use Pat either. And then we go with, oh my goodness, Adora. You guys know me. She is probably the best hero in the game, and definitely the hottest in the game by far. And Admiral Brickle, I mean, she's got that attitude, bro. She's got everything you need in that hot. Look at that. Look at that one wink, little smile here. Oh, yeah, we got to move on. We're just going to say skipping Etienne because he's probably a little too young. He's like 4 years old or something, so we're going to wash over that. And that leaves us with Soda, which I don't think, I mean, look, it's easy for everybody, obviously. It can't be Soda, clearly. And then Sai, I'm just not really going to mention much because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Etienne, and that just washes over. So that leaves us with one, Azili, the ugliest hero in the game. It just so happens that Azili got the short end of the stick in a lot of situations here, because not only is she pretty ugly, she's also pretty bad. She really doesn't have that many use cases. She's got one good power ability thing that'll kind of keep us in the game here in some situations, but other than that, she's really not my type of tea. Type of coffee, my cheeseburger style. She's not anything of my style whatsoever. Azili just, no. I don't know what's wrong with her. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't make sense. So anyways, we're rolling up into round 15 here. We're going to go for the improved rings and the glaives on this puppy. And the reason why I'm doing all of this is we have to think long term. This is Chimps, guys. Who cares if we beat round 30? Who cares if we beat round 40? Who cares if we beat round 60 or 78 or 96 if we lose to round 97, 98, 99, and 100? So we got to think ahead. and what tower is going to work really, really well in combination with each other and be able to pop all those late game things. And I thought the number one tower that I really want to go for that I know does a really, really good job against all types of Bloons except DDTs is going to be this guy right here up to a permacharge. So that's my goal. I want to get this guy up to a permacharge and not just get him up there. I want to get him up there pretty quick, actually. Like, he's going to be by far the quickest tower that I want to get up to that upgrade, and I think he is going to be the key to us doing everything in our lives that we need to. So, sadly, we're already getting overwhelmed here. Azili, pop through them Bloons. Ooh, no. Even though you don't get continues, you do have the ability to exit and come back. It technically takes away your chimp medal, black chimp medal, but it doesn't actually make you lose here. Even though I am playing in a non-true real game because I wanted to make sure I could only see the monkeys that I wanted to build here, that is part of the game here. So let's see if we get lucky this time, and it's the exact same thing, isn't it? Dang. So I really just wanted to get this guy like super duper bad, Bionic Boomerang, but it looks like we have to swap that strategy up just a little bit. We're gonna go for the more tax. And I think that's all we're going to go for now. We're going to see if that's going to be enough here. No, still not enough. Dang. All right, one thing I haven't done yet is I have not stopped the regen Bloons from regenning yet. So we're going to use that and see if that's going to help us out here. I also did buy the even more tax again. So let's see if this is going to just somehow follow through and be awesome. Dang, it still will not be enough. Holy crap. I was not planning on doing this, but it looks like we have to spend all of our money on a tax shooter already on round 19. Seemingly a mildly useful tax shooter for now, but long term, it should hopefully be a pretty good tax shooter in our team. All right. I gave it all I had, man. I gave it all I had, but it really, I mean, it's kind of weird because I'm not saving up like 40 grand or anything like that. I bought a kind of crappy, just bionic boomerang, dude. This is one of the worst boomerangs in the game, usually, kind of, sort of, a little bit. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Oh, guess what? We do have cam detection. Luckily, Azili can pop camos, and that's like one of the only awesome things about here. Because we have a mild camo detector popper thingamabob, and then we also have a full camo detector popper thingamabob with this mortar monkey here. So that's what we need to do for round 33. We need to make sure we get our camo popping power up over here. But honestly, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I think this boomerang monkey is going to keep us in the game for a pretty long time here. So now we get to decide on what kind of weirder towers we want to go for, kind of set ourselves up and get us ready to go into the mid and into the late game. So I should mention by this point that I did not choose any of the ugliest for any of these guys. All right, you guys did all of the deciding. So if you don't agree that these are the ugliest towers in the game, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it is not my fault. Blame each other, all right? Get in a giant fight over the ugliest tower in the game. Maybe even get in a fight over the ugliest hero in the game. I don't care. Do it all in the comments below because I want to watch the fight, and I'm actually going to be kind of entertained. All right, lead pop power. That's the only good thing about Azili here, too, is she does pop leads. Woo! She pops all different types of Bloons. That's actually, except for purples, that's actually not that bad. Sweet. All right, it's time, though. Let's go for this mortar. We're just going to put it kind of close to my other towers here, not because I really need it to be, but just because I kind of want it to be. Either to micro and move things around and all that stuff. We're going to go for a signal flare, and with this guy, you almost always want to go faster reload and rapid reload. So we had over $3,000 here to use, and this ugly, ugly, ugly mofo here, voted by far as the ugliest tower in the game, is not doing a great job right now. Really not doing a great job right now at all. But, I think we can switch this up a little bit, because I'm going to go for a tower that is not necessarily the best, well, it's not the best late game tower, but I'll be straight with you guys. I think it'll get us through basically all the way up until round 80. I don't want to call it soloing, but like, dude, he's freaking good. If you ever have any issues, you can move him around, you can micro it, and if there's ever anything that is unugly about the mortar, it is this upgrade right here. We're going to go for the middle path mortar. We're going to throw him right in the middle here for now. We're going to go for the fast reload, the rapid reload, the heavy shells. We're going to save up for our artillery battery here, $6,000. Now, I should mention that round 40 is coming up in here. And believe it or not, right now, I do not have a good amount of bopping power. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to play it simple. I'm going to throw down one cannon up in the front-ish area over here. We're going to get him up to strong, and we're going to go for one middle path cannon up to a mob mauler. Now, these guys have been nerfed over and over and over again, and if you don't have Striker Jones, if you don't have a primary village, by the time you get to the late game, you cannot just spam mob maulers and win anymore. It's not possible. So, putting down a couple of these to support ourselves is probably reasonable, but getting a mass quantity of them might seem like a good idea, but it really is not anymore. But this is going to be a good Moab popping power here. I think it's going to be enough to take down the Moab layer. And we're going to hope that our Bionic Boomerang here with a little bit of motor combo action can kind of take everything down here kind of as they leak through the end of the area over here. And then we should have enough money for the artillery battery in no time at all. So here we go. Let's start by microing against the Moab. Not too crazy. Just a little bit here and there. Azili's going to help out just a little bit too. We curse these guys. We get some ceramic popping power. We're going to rely on the Boomerang quite a bit here. And it looks like with everything combined together, we do pop it. It was close, but we do pop that Moab. And now for a little while, well, let's hope this is all cam detection we need. But for a little while, we'll be okay, I think, as long as we get artillery battery. $1,000 is all we need. Good thing is around 40 to 50 is like the most mega money you could ever imagine in the entire history of the world. It's just boom. And here we go. I'm feeling very comfortable. I'm also going to reposition my my mortar to, you know what? Let's just put him in the front. We're going to get Bigger Last and Bloon Buster, and we're just going to wash out any balloons that come in here and just let every other tower just kind of do cleanup work. So this is why I love the mortar. It's got black popping power, it's got ceramic popping power, it's got like every popping power you can imagine, and you can always micro him. So let's say you don't pop him right over here. You can micro him, put him down over here, or there's this general center area right here, and just do everything that you want to do in your life. It's quite beautiful. So what do we want to do next? Now that we have things set up for a long time, I wanted to get my big boys going. And the big boys that I wanted to get are going to be this turbocharge and permacharge. And then also, I was really hoping, even though this is kind of a weird tower, I think this is going to be my DDT popper. All right? It's really weird, kind of odd, doesn't really seem like it makes much sense. It's going to be an Inferno Ring. Oh, snap. What? What? An Inferno Ring, Chris? That's kind of weird. Well, yeah, it actually is a pretty weird tower. It's an unusual tower. But the meteors that he shoots have cam detection automatically, are surprisingly effective against DDT class balloons, and I think it's just going to be a good kind of matchup here. This guy's really good against balloons. This guy's really good against balloons as well. And I think like one of our big weaknesses here is generally Moab popping power. And if we get this guy up to 5th tier, he's got a lot of range to shoot those Moabs as they kind of walk in here and slowly kill them throughout time. And I think it's just going to work out. At least that's what I'm hoping. All right, artillery battery micro. Boop, boop, boop. Dead. See, that's why we do this, guys. This is why we do this. All right, so we are decamoizing properly with our mortar here, so no big deals on that end. That definitely makes me happy. Honestly, I feel like with my artillery battery here, I will not lose until round 54 unless anything crazy happens. So we'll meet you guys back then. All right, so far so good. We're coming up on round 60 here. We have $27,000 plus saved up at this point. We got to deal with the BFB here, and honestly, I think with like a little bit of ability action here, it's not an issue. It's just not an issue. The cool thing is my abilities are coming back pretty quick. So I've got 2 abilities to use in kind of conjunction with each other. I can use my turbocharge and my mortar, and both of those guys together are just super powerful. So what I've been doing, though, is I've been moving my mortar kind of down here instead, and I think this is working out just a little bit better for me because when I have some major issues, I turbocharge rather than use this guy because this guy comes back a little bit quicker than this guy. And I just kind of like it a little better, I guess. So here we go. Round 63 is coming up here. We're only about $5,000 away from our permacharge at this point. This could be difficult. I'm going to permacharge this first Moab here. He's much better against Moabs than the artillery battery barrage. Here we go. Round 63, though. This could be tricky. We're going to try to micro this up a little bit. We're going to slow it down. It's not going to be super duper intense, but we do need to micro just a tiny bit. Oh, crap. It was tougher than I thought. All right, so we do need a micro very efficiently, actually. They're popping into yellows and blues a little bit too much for my liking. I thought I was just going to be fine, just kind of leaving it in place and like not actually doing a perfect job here, but it does seem like I actually do need to do a really good job on this micro here, at least without being able to use my ability, and I'd much rather save that for my last blast here of round 63 rather than the first one and then waste it by the time I get around here. But it looks like I would have had 2 abilities to work with here anyways, and it's not actually that problematic here, and we're just going to blow it up for the last set of round 63 here. Check it out, round 63. Oh, it is enough to get through the border on the first wraparound, but not enough to get around on the second wraparound. And there it is, guys. We are up to $35,000. I believe this will be the last round that we have to survive here without any additional permacharge action. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, still $2 grand off, man. Where's the money at? It just slows down that quick. It's kind of annoying. And new addition to our squad here, Zealy just turned level 10, so we get a Moab Hex. And this is actually, if there's anything that's redeeming about a Zealy, it's the Moab Hex. It is actually quite powerful. Just to put it simply, it is quite powerful. You got to use it kind of a weird way, but it's good. So here we go, permacharge time. So do not forget that this permacharge has no ability to pop DDTs nor camos. And that might come into play later on in this game, but for now, I know that I'm uber duper safe for a really, really long time. So again, I believe this is going to be a money-saving opportunity. And because we're going to have to save up so much money for so long, I'll meet you guys back on probably around 75 or 76 or something like that, and I'm going to tell you guys a story. All right, I know that some of you guys love my stories. This is going to be one that I've kind of told before already, but I haven't told in a really, really long time. And I think it's kind of fun. So I'll put you guys back in a little bit. All right, so things are going relatively smooth so far. No major hiccups. Permacharge is definitely doing the brunt force of the work right now. Moab Mauler, I mean, he's still doing some pops here and there. Popping the Moab layer like a little bit. This guy's still decamoizing. We'll have to watch out around 78 though, because believe it or not, even though Signal Flare seems like it is impervious to camo balloon stuff, it can actually miss or get overwhelmed with too many camo balloons all at once and not decamoize them all. So, we're going to watch it pretty carefully and just confirm, double check, and make sure that we're going to have enough decamoization there. If not, we'll just have to reset them and move them around a little bit, which I don't think will be that big of a deal, but just something to note. Now, we do have 20 grand saved up already, and believe it or not, again, this is going to be one of those things where I think I just have to save up. I think I have to go for big boys. You know, I have limited towers here, and a lot of these towers, they just do not work well on Chimps. For example, I think the biggest one is okay. I don't think I would really... Honestly, out of all these, he's probably the best 5th tier out of the mortars, but I just don't really know if I want to go for that guy, because he's really not good against DDTs, and he's only going to do good balloon popping power, and it might not be what I want it to be. Cannon. Way too expensive for Chimps. Doesn't work on Chimps because we only have 1 life. And the Moab Eliminator is the only guy that I could possibly go for, but he's got really limited ways that we can actually use him here. Basically, using him against the bad balloon or against, like, Reinforced Oh My Gods, but going to be really bad against DDTs and stuff like that, so kind of unuseful. And then we come down to these guys, which all 3 of them are good, but they rely a lot on alchemization and camp detection from villages and stuff like that. So with Super Strom, maybe we'll think about it, but yeah. Tag Zone, without the Alchemist, without the village, is probably not going to be very powerful at all. At least not super duper late game. And no DDT popping power, which is, unbelievable. Inferno Ring, again, a weird chunk of amount of balloon popping power with cam detection, with DDT stuff. It's like, yeah, maybe. All right, I can see that maybe working for us. And that's why I want to save up for him. And then Boomerangs. This is where it gets funky, because I think Permacharge is probably the best out of the 3, even though Glaive Lord's kind of fun. Moab Dom is very good, but it's just, 54 grand is hard to save up here, knowing he's just going to do one thing, which is basically pop Moabs. So anyways, here we go. Against Camo Balloons, we did decamoize all them ceramics there, so no big deal there. All right, so I told you guys I was going to tell you a story, so let's get to storytelling. All right, this is the story of my first ever date that I ever went on in my entire life. All right, so... So I should preface this, you know, and a lot of people actually don't know this, but if you ever look at like the front of a book, I used to read it as preface. It's not preface, it is preface. All right, in case you wanted to know, it's like the front, the beginning, that kind of situation here. So to preface this, before we actually get too deep into this, I want you guys to know that again, I'm very nerdy, I'm very weird, and I'm very awkward, and I could not believe that this unfortunate series of events all led up together and still somehow almost worked out in the end. All right, I almost like, it's weird because I almost told you guys the ending without fully telling you the ending, but I think it makes sense for me to tell you that because this story was interesting. It's kind of weird. It had a lot of weird action going on, but in the end, it was not horrific. All right, just note that, not horrific. So to start you guys off, again, kind of weird. Obviously, the ugliest guy in all of Bloons' world and everything. So, you know, I got that going for me, too. So, finding a girlfriend is not exactly easy. Now, keep in mind, again, I'm the loser nerd guy in high school who gets book-checked and tripped around and doesn't really have very many friends. And I'm ugly. So, like, don't got much going for me, man. Don't got much going for me. So, the first thing that I do is I'm like, you know what, well... It's very tough for me to talk to people in real life. Let me use the internet. Now, back then, this was about 12 years ago or so, internet dating was still pretty new and pretty weird for a lot of people. They're like, ooh, you're going to meet a stranger on the internet? That's not very fun. Why would you do that? It's kind of weird, bro. And yeah, I guess it kind of was, even for me. Like, I liked making friends on the internet. I used to play games with people, and I felt much less shy on the internet. I could talk to people in a different manner. So, I popped on internet dating, bro. I didn't know what I did. I even, at some point, I'll even let you guys know, I had a shirtless picture on my profile, all right? That was just what I thought people do. And I realize now how weird and unfortunate that is that I did that at some point, but I did. I'll be honest, okay? I did. And I wasn't exactly very attractive either. It was not a very flattering shirtless picture either, so I don't know what I was even doing, man. Clearly. Huh. Oh, boy. All right, so back into my dating stuff. I was on these dating things I was on 2 different ones. Mostly it was Plenty of Fish and OkCupid. And I was on those for a good, I don't know, 6 months or so. Didn't really get any bites, you know, no nibbles, no Cupid arrows or anything like that. But eventually, one girl was who I thought was, you know, reasonably attractive. Was like, hey, yo, what's up? I'm into you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is awesome. So we talked for a while, and she was fun and interesting and everything. And eventually, I was like, hey, did you want to go on like a date? And she was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Oh, crap, dude. Woo. Oh, my God. A date with a girl? Oh, my goodness. This is ridiculous. So this was, let me tell you guys, it was Inferno-ring-alicious. All right? Inferno-ring-alicious. For Chris to say he was going to have a date and things were going to happen here, it was interesting. Definitely interesting. All right, so we got a couple tricks up our sleeve here as far as strategy is concerned. We're definitely going to get the shattering shells to just lower the total amount of popping power that we have to do on rounds like round 98 and stuff like that. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for my last tower. If I have any extra money, it could just go straight into Moab Maulers. Just get some popping power up in here. But I would really like to have something that does something to DDTs. I just can't really think of anything else that really does. I mean, a Decambilizer. And then that's it. I don't think anybody else has automatic cam detection here, so it's like, I don't even think Moab Eliminator has automatic cam detection, does it? I don't remember. So it's going to be tough. I'm not always having these limitations here. I mean, I would always go with a village if I was going to spam Moab Maulers and things like that, but without them, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It could be tricky. So as I get a date, all right, I get a freaking date, and I'm like, oh, what are we gonna do? And I always thought that the best way to do dates is take them somewhere where you can do something together. Like, if you go to a movie together, you don't get to talk, you don't get to hang out, you don't really get to touch or anything like that. It's just kind of like, it's boring. Movie dates are bad dates, let me just tell you. Food is fine, but I was also poor back then, all right? Like, very poor. I didn't have a lot of money, so going out to, like, a nice restaurant or something like that, not really in the cards for me, all right? Not really in the cards. Okay, here we go. We're going to go for this Shattering Shells here. This is going to de-reinforce any of the BFB and below balloons. You can tell it is a pretty big problem for our towers just in general to work against these reinforced balloons. So knowing we don't have to deal with them anymore is going to be quite delicious. And I think what I want to do, like I said, I think I'm just going to spam Moab Maulers. I don't think I could do anything else. I mean, maybe I could upgrade Azili, believe it or not. Only other thing that I could think of is if I could save up for a Pop and Awe, even though I said I wasn't going to do that. Oh, here we go. Round 90. Come on. Take these puppies down. Oh, my God. Holy crap. This is not looking good, let me tell ya. This is not looking good at all. Yeah. Alright, that makes no sense whatsoever. I don't think we got a freaking chance, man. How are we gonna pop DDTs, bro? How are we gonna pop DDTs? It just does not look like it's in the cards for us to win this game. With the ugliest towers in the game. But we do have one thing that we could maybe use to our advantage. Moab's, the Azili, Azili's Moab Hex. We could try to use that thing, maybe. I think. Let's see, level 14, what do we get here? Sacrifice Totem doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Bad balloons. Okay, so we can already hit DDTs. It just doesn't mean it's going to do anything of reasonable value here, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm a little worried. Let me just tell you that much. And I think I gotta go Moab Assassins rather than Moab Maulers. Maybe we can insta-kill some DDTs up in here. Maybe? Just a couple? Because they definitely seem like they're going to be the big problem for me. Definitely seem like going to be a big problem. I've got a lot of abilities to use here, so I'm going to make sure I use them to my advantage as much as possible. So, anyways, I decided let's go bowling. So, that was all I had planned. So, this girl's name was Sarah, and she lived pretty far away from me. She was like 45 minutes away from me, which I thought was kind of interesting. Because I did have a car, but I honestly was worried to drive 45 minutes away from my house. I did not have a phone that had GPS back then. Sounds weird, but I did not have a smartphone back then, so I didn't have GPS. So if I had to drive somewhere, I'd have to print out the directions to go somewhere, and it got me all worried, and I've already got anxiety and stuff, so I didn't want to do it. So I actually had her come to me. All right. Normally I'd like split it halfway or something like that, but she said she wanted to come to me, and I was like, okay, great. Sounds good. So she arrived at my house 2 hours late. Great start. I was waiting, all anxious and everything, for literally hours. And she didn't text me either on the way because she said she lost cell service or whatever. So I was just waiting there. I thought I had stood up. So here we go. We're going to Moab Hex this crap. All right. Moab Hex is working a little bit. And it didn't work at all. So to stop my story, it looks like we are probably going to lose this game. I believe assassins do not hit the things. I do not have cam detection for this guy, nor lead popping power for this guy. My artillery battery is basically useless. So we're stuck with nothing. This guy does not decamelize properly. Even if you Moab Hex it right at the very end or something like that, it's not going to work. And yeah, wow. Wow, we got smoked. That was extremely, extremely unfortunate. Really easy to forget this, but Paint Stripper. Mortar Shattering Shells removes camo from DDT balloons. Without this, DDTs are still camo, and I was trying to rely on an Infernal Ring, and clearly that was just not good enough. So we had to walk ourselves back through this game and rethink our strategy, and the main thing that I decided was there's only one way that I can pop DDTs, and it is with a Bloon Incineration. Super hot birdie stuff melts through 5 layers of Bloon, which is pretty cool and actually not bad for popping power, but burns the Moab class Bloon for extra damage. Okay. Strips DDT camo. That is what we need. We could not just chill with Shattering Shells. We need to go all the way up to Bloon Incineration. Otherwise, there's no DDT popping power almost at all. So my idea that the Infernal Ring would somehow just roast the Bloons into oblivion seemed to be fallible. So, we're back here on round 90. We're going to give ourselves a test here and see if this guy's going to be good enough to pop some of these DDTs, just right from the get-go. But I should mention that I still went with a Permacharge with Glaives, not with the Red Hot Rings here, and that could come into play still in lessening our total popping power. But I do have a tower up my sleeve that I think is going to help me out right when I need it. And it may be a surprise to you guys. So the thing that you should know about this guy right here is that he does DDTify them by decamelizing them, but he still doesn't make them not have lead properties. So we need to pop down a tower that can still pop lead balloons, and that means the cannon's generally not going to be that good unless you get the frag cannon on every single one of the cannons you're buying, which is not impossible to do. It's just a big chunk of money extra that you have to spend every single time. But one tower that I think a lot of people would underestimate for DDT popping power is actually the Super Maelstrom, which pops leads automatically and does not need to have all these extra power-ups here. So this Super Strom will also going to be hopefully useful on big, beefy Bloon rounds. Maybe even this round. Yep, oh my god. Possibly even rounds 92 and stuff. We're just going to use him pretty quick because he should come back in time here. Well, I kind of want to keep a Zealey's thing as like my main thing for extra popping power right when I need it. But here we go. We're gonna go for yeah, I don't know. Super Strom just doesn't really make much sense here. Let's go for a Zealey's ability. Holy crap, we smoked it. That was not what I wanted to do. But all right, here we go. Now we get to test out the Super Strom in all of its mighty glory here. So we are decamelizing these guys. Now to pop them truly and utterly, we're gonna use our Super Strom. I didn't even actually really need it that much. That was actually pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. And hopefully this is going to set us up for the future rounds as well. So, like I said, we can give ourselves some extra DD power by getting the Frag Bombs upgrade for all of our cannons. Honestly, I believe that this is probably the best way for us to play the game from now on. Just spam Frag Cannons. There's a couple ways we can go around this, but not everything is going to work super duper well together anymore. I think just getting generally Moab popping power is good. So here we go. We're going to go for the ability here. Dang, super strong. Oh, I missed it again. That was my fault. Holy crap, I got too many abilities here, man. I really need to power these guys up and use them better. In addition, obviously I need to micro quite a bit with my mortars here, and I understand why you guys think they're ugly now that we have to deal with Bernie stuff all over the frickin' place. I get it. I do. I absolutely get it. So we're going to start off with the permacharge, because I think I'm going to get that back in time. I'm going to go for another... Yeah, let's go for this this upgrade really quick. We're going to Super Strom here as well. And it looks like we take these guys down pretty well, but now we're not going to have a lot of our abilities here for round 95, at least not for the beginning of round 95 here. So we're going to start with the Bernie stuff up at the top corner here. Hopefully that does burn through purple layers. Kind of. Holy crap. We almost lost this camo purple. Oh my god. All right, so I really wasn't expecting that. This guy is not doing well against the purples. So can he decamoize all of the purples? Seemingly close enough, I believe. All right. Oh my god. I really had to press my finger there quickly, guys. I was not expecting to press escape at the very beginning of this round on round 95. You never do that. Ever. Ever. You lose on the beginning, or you lose on the middle or the end of round 95. All right, so we are decamoizing here. That's good news. Still will have to micro this guy a little bit, I'm assuming. But we're going to start off with a, just to get going in here, we're going to use our artillery battery to get going in here to start. Going pretty well. We're going to go for our Super Strom here, kind of in the middle of everything. Super Strom doing a pretty good job here. We're going to finish off with the Moab Hex to finish off the last few DDTs, hopefully. Super Strom still going pretty decent. Birdie stuff's going to have to be moved to the back here just in case. And round 95 does get taken down. Our DDT issue? No longer an issue, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to start off with another Super Strom here to clean up all these Bloons. We're going to work our way into a permacharge right away. Ooh, I kind of wasted that. Another artillery battery. We're going to throw him down in the corner here. And it looks like just the last few bit of Zomagots here for us to clean up. And I think I'm just going to Moab Hex them, because round 97, I don't really care too much about them. So we're going to Moab Hex in just a second here. We want to try to burn these guys down. A little bit of layer action first, and boom, it's time. Get them, and Strom them, and take them down. All right. It's actually a really good combo. Moab Hex Super Strom. Okay. So 97 here. We got $27,000. I guess my question is, what should I be doing with this? One thing that I could do is I could I guess I could go for either a Poppinaw or a biggest one if I really wanted to. Or a Glaive Lord, 35,000. I think that guy might actually be affordable here. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go for a Glaive Lord here, not because I think it's gonna be necessarily the best tower, but it might actually be affordable, which is kind of weird. All right, we're just gonna wait for the Moab Hex. I think we're just gonna Moab Hex combo this guy again. Just gonna go Moab Hex with the Super Strom. I guess all the abilities. Use them all up, and boom, we take it down. But now we're on round 98 with no abilities to start. But that's not the end of the world. We're going to de-reinforce all these BFBs, which is one of the biggest problems about round 98 is all of these reinforced Bloons, not necessarily the total Bloonage coming out. We can use our artillery battery to clean up all the regular Bloons here, I believe. And what we're going to do is we're going to do, yeah, let's use the artillery battery while everything's kind of all on top of each other here. And I don't think round 98 is going to be a big problem at all. I think, in fact, we probably could take it down with one Super Strom, and that's it. One Super Strom, nothing else required. Maybe. Maybe. I don't really want to use anything else if I can't. Oh my god. It's a lot closer than I wanted it to be, but we did survive, and it looks like I still can't afford my stupid Glaive Lord here for round 99, but I could probably get it for round 100. The good news is that I should be able to decamoize these guys. Use everything I've got here on round 99. We're going to go boom, boom, and we're going to Moab Hex this puppy. We're going to hope that we take down all these DDTs here. All right, it's not going super duper well. It's getting close. Oh, we didn't get it. All right, so to finish off my story really quickly, I didn't really have enough time to tell it all in all of its mighty glory. She showed up late. By the time we got to the bowling alley, they were only open for another like 25 minutes, so I was like, I guess we're gonna go bowl a game. So we bowled a game, and then after we were done, it was like, what are we going to do? I didn't have anything else planned. I thought we were just going to go bowling, and she was going to be like, let's go. So she's like, oh, you know what? Well, I was thinking, Chris, maybe we could, like, go to the mall. And I was like, it's kind of weird. It's already, like, 10 o'clock. Like, you want to go to the mall? And she's like, yeah, let's go to the mall. So it was really weird. It really didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, is the mall open this late? And she's like, oh, yeah, I go there all the time. And I'm like, okay, great. So she drove me in her car at this point. No, I take that back. She drove back to my house, and then we drove my car over to the mall. And at the mall, it just turns out that there happened to be a GameStop open, and the GameStop was selling the brand new Call of Duty that started selling it at midnight that night. So she took me to a pre-order party at GameStop, but didn't tell me that. She just kind of went and was just like, yeah, we're going to the mall. And it was really, really weird. It didn't make much sense. We ended up getting lost on the way home, and I almost ran out of gas because we tried to go to a gas station. And I don't have GPS on my phone, so I have no idea where I'm going. And things got really hectic and really bad. And then she ended up being my girlfriend for about a year. So, yeah, that was quite the eventful night. Anyways, if you guys want to press that like button for me, if you guys want to subscribe, we did end up taking this guy down, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's no music because this is post-commentary because I forgot to tell my story, and I just cut it out and remade it for the last minute or so. So thank you for watching, and have a super-duper delicious day.